Where's that sheet?
Which one's the ones I stole?
Yeah. Do you need them?
No. I'll take this one though. This has top secret information for.
She's winging it.
Whisper.
Is she?
This has whisper words.
We might be joined by Jose at some point. I don't know when or how.
I
Or
can't give away my whisper
possible.
words.
Be very
you got sneaky.
I have
things.
sneaky whisper.
Are you
words.
gonna? So I assume you're gonna be the moderator or whatever it's
Sure.
called.
I don't know. I figure if you have words you want to give, that's fine.
You can give words if you want.
I don't know. Talk again.
Talk.
Talk
Hello.
very softly.
I'm talking so hard.
Talk very, very
1, 2, 3. Talking.
When I say
Yes.
Okay.
you
sorry.
don't talk, she talks.
I
That
didn't
means
say
you
anything.
be quiet and I talk.
I don't think I
but
said
this never
anything.
happens. Usually it's somebody telling me to shut up, not somebody telling somebody else to shut up. So this is a monumental
Tilt it up.
experience right now.
There you go. No, you want to talk to the
Uh-huh.
side of it, right
Uh-huh.
there.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Now,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hold it right here
Fist
and
distance.
just fist distance away from your
Yes.
face.
One man.
That does not sound
a little bit
One
closer.
desire.
a little closer.
Perfect.
That's
Does
what
that
she
sound
said.
better?
That's what she said. Yeah.
All right,
it
now
does.
we're good. Now
She
we're
likes it close.
I like it close to my mouth like that.
She likes it close.
good.
Shh.
All right, you ready?
She likes it
Totally
close.
ready.
And we're live.
I gotta go live on Facebook.
And we're live.
We gotta
We're not live
we
yet.
gotta
Why you
live
keep
it up.
whispering? You're creeping me out.
Because it's the whispers. It's the
Freaking
whisper
me out.
episode.
Freaking me out, man.
We want a
very-
yin yang twin
Be
it.
very, very
Tell me,
quiet.
little
It'd be more impressive if you knew the
We're
words.
hunting
Tell me, little
rabbits.
baby. Something
All
to
right.
hear. I don't know. I might be able to do it.
We're still hunting rabbits.
He's still whispering.
Turn your phones on silent.
And the Silence.
Welcome to episode number 100.
100.
100. Episode
100.
100. We've made it to the century mark here on Almost Legal Podcast.
100.
I'm joined with Chris and Allison. Jose might show up at some point.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Why? What are you doing?
He could be here.
What
He,
did-
could,
what-
he
what-
might not be.
What the hand? Or are you just
It's 100.
you being the hype man?
100.
He was-
100.
Okay.
We're hyping 100, baby.
Hype man of the century.
So loud.
We took last week off. I know we were planning on doing it, but I didn't want people to cut their spring break short. People that have spring
Mean-
breaks.
I was
Like,
going to say,
people
is that
like-
still a thing?
It is.
I
It's
thi-
still a thing if you have kids.
What did you do for spring break?
I got to go hang out at the beach and visit my mère and see
There's
a bunch of
There's that word again.
yeah,
Oh,
mère is French. My
throws me off.
grandmother, just an educational session. And let's see, I saw lots of interesting bathing suits.
Really?
Yeah, the new trend. There's a new trend.
And
no
it
bathing
is-
suit.
It is basically you cover up your stomach and you leave your ass hanging out.
I see.
So basically anything goes as long as the majority of your butt cheeks are hanging out. So
No, now
if you're
they got-
a boob guy,
So-
it's
Well,
not
no.
your season.
Now the thing is, on the bottoms, they have like
Right.
a seam in there to where it goes in your butt cheek.
Right. It's,
It's like a
actually
thong, but
made,
not a thong.
right?
It's brilliant.
Is it?
It's cheeky.
He is about to
Oh, I
be
like
the
that.
new
It's
push-up
cheeky.
bra for the booties.
Oh, you think that's what it's all
Yeah.
You know
about?
what it is. It really should. They should just put little strings underneath it, and then they just pop their butts
Like,
up. Like,
My-
you know,
lift.
it's like a butt lift.
Yes,
Like a.
it's wonderful.
It's like
It's
the
a good Christian bathing suit.
It's the cup bathing suit.
Yeah.
from the front. It looks
It cradles
like a good
the
Christian.
cradles the cheeks.
Yeah, from the front, it looks like a good Christian bathing suit, and then you turn around and you go, "Oh my!"
So one
Jenny
thing
from the
that's
block.
happened since then, there's a lot we're going to come. Some of it might be old news. Some of it is what it is. This is episode 100.
And we don't care.
We don't
Anything
give a shit,
goes.
really.
We really
I'm
don't,
Jewish, you know.
right?
It is what it is. No, April Fools snuck up on me.
April Fooled.
I guess, yeah.
It's
So I'm
past
sitting on,
tense
on
now.
on Instagram, straight flexing, right? And I'm seeing all this shit, and I'm like, what? Like all these people getting traded for the Saints. I'm like, what the hell's going
You're
on?
really going, oh no.
I was like, no.
No,
I'm turning to the Braves.
Life is over.
Right.
Turning to the damn Braves.
Are you like calling people going like
No.
Auburn's a basketball.
what is
school.
going on here?
I'm not that dumb. It took me like 14 seconds. That's
Right.
stupid as hell. Why would we do
Isn't it
that?
funny though that people will actually read those things and like just for a second you believe them?
Well, yeah.
No doubt.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
believed some. I actually got. I'm not gonna lie. I got. I kind of was like, oh well. Now I'm not gonna be happy for you when you get engaged next time. Whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think
I hope your marriage fails,
Next
bitch.
time, I hope your engagement's not so happy on Facebook. And I
Right.
don't know. I really
Well,
don't wish that.
what the main thing is, like, I don't get it. People like go crazy. I forgot what I was going to say when I said that.
He was like, I don't get it, and I'm blind tonight.
No, the people that
So
take it to the
that's him.
extreme.
Well, that's my
Like,
thing.
where they go
It
so
used to
hard,
be.
yeah.
I feel like April Fools used to be like a thing where you could do like everybody did like little pranks on each other.
Yeah,
And now
it's like
with-
corporations are going in.
Well, that's
They're
what I'm
going in
saying.
like Apple's getting
Corporations
you,
are,
Tinder's got you.
McDonald's jumped in on one.
Yeah.
I mean, but now it's like it's so over the top. You go, is that really? Is it funny still?
No.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean,
It's funny if you didn't get got.
Like look at Justin Bieber and his. Are they married?
That's not. I
Are they
think
married?
Girlfriend, no.
Are they married? I think
Marriage.
they are married, right?
I think that's a
She
girlfriend.
changed her name on Insta, or is that
Did
part of
she?
the
It's probably
April
all
Fools?
part of the.
Well,
I think it
see?
was part of it. I think
Hold
they
on,
went
hold
like
on, hold my beer,
hardcore.
hold
see,
my
and
beer.
you're still unsure.
Oh my beer.
Well, there was like there was the whole, we're having a baby and
You're
then there
unsure, and it's the third.
this is like his third offense for an April Fool's joke too, right?
Really?
Is
I
it?
think he's multiple offender. Yeah. So basically, Bieber fans, nothing that comes out of his mouth is true
So
on April Fool's or
when it comes
I don't
to
even know
April
her
Fools,
name.
so
What's her name?
What's the limit?
It starts with an H.
I mean, where do you
Let's
cross
check
the
this
I
line?
don't care
where,
that much.
Where do you cross the line
Apparently.
where it's not fun anymore? Not funny anymore?
Probably fake your death.
Well, okay, a fake death would be really shitty to do to anybody. Okay,
Kinda. Don't lie. Everyone has thought about faking their death.
right?
I thought about
I mean,
faking a really good sickness to be like, oh, I gotta go lay up in
And on
a
that day,
room
you
by
could do it
myself.
like guilt free.
No.
Yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying?
Like if you had the choice, if you could be like, okay, I'm gonna.
But then
just,
it wouldn't exist.
Well, yeah, no, okay,
Right.
I'm gonna fake death and just see how everyone reacts, and then just have a
It'd be a
reset
ghost.
button. No one gives a shit. You come back. Well, I'm just
Right.
kidding,
It's all-
guys.
It's all good.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. We're not mad at you at all.
right?
Everyone would do it.
right?
You're watching your own funeral and you're wearing a obvious fake moustache.
right.
Well, if
So
you're
would you-
Jewish, you're going to be around for a while waiting on that.
No
funeral,
doubt.
right?
Catholics and Jews.
So would you want to do that experience if you could?
Does a bear shit in the woods?
really?
Fuck yeah, I would.
So Josh is we're going to plan his death.
Dude, that would
But
be
you know,
amazing.
I mean,
You wanna do
really
that?
can't die though.
Dude, just hit the damn
You
reset
think-
button.
I know,
Like,
right?
all right, I'm going to be Polish now. Just
right.
move off the
Would you
middle
pick
of
to be
nowhere.
Polish? If you could reset, what would you pick? You would pick that.
I would be
Why
frickin-
Polish?
You'd be Polish.
I don't know.
Just sounds good.
because it sounded good.
Polish people are listening right now.
Danish.
So I know.
Oh, they are.
We do like our Polish.
Hey,
fans.
we are top.
I respect you, Poland.
We love
Right?
you, Poland. We're number.
We're on the
180.
charts in Poland.
180
We are
what?
on
No,
the
we're
charts.
climbing, bro.
Oh,
Climbing
we're
a
way
lot.
up now.
Yeah.
Hashtag Polish people. We love you.
No, but like, is there a limit that is too far, like a birth of a baby, or
I
don't
would
know.
say that because
Obviously,
it's not like
somebody's
you're
death-
cursing anything. If you're
A
saying
birth
like,
of a
oh,
baby.
I just got diagnosed
no-
with retardism or something,
Well, now,
fucked
that's
up.
a problem,
your
That's
right?
kid's gonna come out with like 3 nuts or something.
and you know it's happening.
Yeah, you're right.
You're gonna
There's
pay
that
for
spot.
that.
There's that spot where it's like there's some things,
But
you
if
just can't go there.
But it
because-
goes without saying. That's like making fun of someone that has a disability or something. You know what I mean?
Right. But I mean, do you feel like? I mean, I don't know. I guess. Do you think people just are that brain dead of the whole thing that they'll go, "Oh, I'll do this," and not everybody will think it's funny?
I don't know.
No, I think people actually are not because we're going to talk about. Some
We
of
gotta
these.
think-
I mean, some of these. Let's like literally think. I mean, for instance, okay, McDonald's. We have the corporation. We have corporate companies now. They literally.
They
said,
have
we're gonna
no
have
excuse.
a McPickle.
Would you eat it?
Hell no.
See, they have no excuse on
But I know
that.
people that would have. They sell pickle pops at
But-
ball fields.
Right.
Let's be real.
But think about it. It's unfair for famous people because how many times have you been on social media or something? You just made like a rash decision just to share a certain video or
People-
do a certain thing.
Josh is like, I have some regrets.
Josh is like that one time. That
No,
I hosted
well-
a
He's like,
video.
I have some regrets.
Well, you see what I'm saying? We don't
you
have-
can check him out at Josh Ankleshine on his
That one
Yeah.
time I was running.
We don't
naked.
have a microscope on our
Right.
our life.
Right.
So they're just like on a whim, like, oh, this would be fun if we did this. They're high or drunk or whatever they do.
right,
And then
right.
they're like, oh, shit. That
And-
blew up.
Well, that didn't come out. That didn't work out like I planned.
Right. They don't know, even though they should know at this point.
So is it more acceptable because they're like celebrities? I mean,
More acceptable or more
well, I'm just
of a
saying,
big deal?
if let's just say you did the same pranks that they did, okay? How would your friends and family take
They
it?
would laugh at me because I'm a dumbass.
Well, they would expect it from me. I mean,
Well,
my
that's
family
what
would
I'm
be
saying.
like,
I mean, it was
all
all-
right, whatever, Allison.
It's almost like it would be better if it was on a personal lower level than a celebrity to do something like that.
Yeah, but you'd have to be like the sleeper to do it. And like,
What's a sleeper?
I mean, it's like when you race cars, okay? You always have that sleeper car. It looks like crap on the outside, but
Right,
underneath the
raised.
Hemi, I mean, it's the
They have a lot
whole-
of those in the Gump,
Yeah, they
which is a
do.
thing, by the way. I
They're-
didn't know people
the
referred to
Gump?
Montgomery as the
Did I
Gump.
educate you
What is
today?
the Gump?
No.
Yes. No, educate
I
us
saw
now.
that. I was hanging out with somebody from Montgomery,
Yeah.
and I said, "Look, I thought you were full of shit when you were telling me this. This is a
No.
legit
This
Is
thing."
this
a real
like
thing.
Forrest Gump?
No.
Yeah, it's spelled the same.
Yeah, but I mean, so
but
explain
no.
what the Gump is for us people who've been here for
Okay.
100 freaking years and don't know this about
all up
Montgomery.
here in your socialite economy of your northern parts of the ham.
Right.
No, I don't know. I don't know what we say about y'all. No, the Gump is absolutely a thing, and it is nothing more than just we take Gummer. I mean, you got Gumry. It just got shortened.
Oh, I
don't
got
know. I mean, it's better than other things I've heard back in this.
That's like here
80s.
we're the
I heard
ham.
Monkey Town. That was
Like
terrible.
we're the ham.
Yeah, you're the ham. We're the Gump. So
T-Town, the ham.
what is Mobile? Bile?
What do they call Auburn?
They say the plains,
Barners.
but we call it something else.
The Plains, right? Yeah.
Right. And then there's like
I hear they're a
you know,
basketball school now.
They are.
Let's be honest, okay? What can Nick Saban not do?
He's
Yeah,
He's even made Auburn a
I
basketball
saw that
school.
post where it's like,
That's pretty funny. You have to
Saban-
admit. I don't
Yeah.
care who
It's
you're
shocking though. I mean, this is really though where is everybody's jaw still on the floor about
good
this?
grief,
though,
yes.
Really? Because I am.
I've yet to
still-
watch a game, but I saw they scored 97 points in a college game. That's impressive.
for.
I mean, yeah.
So here's the thing that you have to understand about this.
Tell me
okay?
about it.
They get past all the blue blood teams. Okay, they
Right.
get past Kansas, they get past North Carolina, they get past Kentucky. It is. I mean, it's a very good possibility they're going to run this thing.
I mean, it's Auburn. All they need is
Okay.
1 second.
So,
I mean,
all
one
right,
shot.
Well, no,
I
I
have
keep
to ask the
saying
question.
they're going to shit the bed, but
Well, the
I
big
think
debate.
that they need. This is like it's like you're going to get got by Auburn. It's going to be like football.
I
but
guess
in the
it's
basketball
like
arena.
because my team's already
It's
been beat.
inevitable.
Don't you want to be beat by the one that wins it all?
no,
No,
Well, yeah.
doesn't help. Oh,
does it not?
Because then you just got
Remind me-
Yeah, you got
remind me about the Saints when we're done with this. Yeah, no, I don't know. I haven't watched a single game.
So here's my question: being in Alabama, okay, and some people from out of state can kind of translate this into their own
Right.
state. All right, there's Alabama fans out there now. Okay, do you pull for Auburn?
Hell no.
See, I've heard
I
both
am.
arguments. I know what I'm
am.
saying. I'm just
But
saying, I've heard both
Auburn-
arguments.
Yeah, no. You know,
So
Alabama
there are
fans.
diehard Bammers that say no.
No, there's the Bammers that will be like,
We are not pulling for them. We don't
and I'm
care.
related to some of them.
We
They
want
will
them to
never.
lose.
Yes.
Okay, but then there's the other people. You hear the other argument. Well, let's keep it in the state.
Well, to
Yeah,
me,
those are
I'm
the
a,
people
that
I-
would be a good sport.
Is that a
so-
good thing?
Yeah, those are the people I'd hang out with.
Is
The
that
other
who
people
you,
are annoying the shit out of
right?
me.
I'm wondering about that.
When they're like, "Oh, and they get so passionate about it. I'm like, dude, those players don't give a shit
Here's
about
what,
you.
well, that's the thing too. Is my other thing. I love the people that get so passionate about it, and you go, okay, what position did you play?
Back in '82,
All right.
I could throw picks in
I
quarter
could,
mile.
I could do that. Okay, let's see it.
right.
Go for it, buddy. I want to see.
I know people. There's no question. People get a little passionate about it.
So, staying on sports, one thing, all the owners, like vast majority of them, decided to make interference a reviewable call
And we had this conversation.
exclusively from the Saints-Rams game in the playoffs. And I'm a Saints fan, and you know what's going to happen?
It's going
Next
there.
year,
right?
down.
the Saints are going to be on defense, and shit's going to hit the fan, and we're going to lose because of that
And they're
freaking
gonna
call.
review it.
Yes.
And they're going to go. Well, now that we've reviewed it,
Now that we
it'll
can,
be. It
That's
will
the
bite
story of my life.
It'll bite
It's
you.
going to happen. It's going to happen. What do you, I don't know. I don't agree with it. It is what it is. And secondly, the AAF is
gone.
shut down. Are you
They-
familiar with all the
They
details
didn't
with that?
even go to the play. I mean, they had the playoffs
how long
set.
did the season run on this? Really, did they go
8
full
weeks.
season? I was
You
gonna
know,
say,
No, they
it's
didn't
not
go.
even a full season,
no,
right?
but
Yeah.
did you hear about the details on everything?
No.
Okay, well, the XFL, you know, they're set
Right.
to launch next year. They said they have about 200. They estimated it that should have enough. They have about $270 million set aside, which should get them through the first year. Well, everyone's like, okay, well, what's going on? Because the AAF said they had $250 million worth of funding.
and it didn't get them through
The
it.
the difference is he didn't get it up front. He get it on a week-to-week basis. And the guy that came with, I forgot his name, the guy who set it all this stuff up, they gave him too much power, and he was pushing things through he had too much power on the board. So he was going against the board and basically spread himself too thin, and
So this is a total
It was like the hedge fund bet,
deal of
basically.
mismanagement.
Upside
It's
down.
mismanagement.
Yes,
It was
all
mismanagement,
one guy screwed all that
unappropriated
up
funds. Yeah, there you go.
because he was promised $250 million, but he didn't get it up front. He was getting it in a week
we
to
got
week
another Fire Media
increments, which is
situation.
stupid as hell.
And I don't know how it works in a lot of other cities, but Birmingham's been in one of those cities where we've had a pro team come and go and come and go and come and go. Something happens to every league. Okay, literally something happens to every league, all the way back as far as the WFL. Okay, they're here today, they're gone tomorrow. There's a season, 2 seasons. Is it true that Alabama, Birmingham won't support a pro team because
Obviously.
it's so college oriented here?
Yes. There's no way in hell. The
So-
only instance.
We just get some hockey.
The only
Like, we
instance
just never really
is
get
say another Cam Newton or someone huge like that comes
Who's a local
is
guy?
going out on that year, gets drafted by it, and they have immediate success. That's the only possible way it can happen. And even then, it's a stretch.
But
Even then.
odd thing is the Birmingham teams throughout the years, no matter what it is, whether they finish the year or in the league, whatever it is, they've always been competitive.
Yeah. Well, the Birmingham Iron.
Well, that's what I'm
has
saying.
gotten
They
a lot
were
of-
in the playoffs too.
Well, no, Birmingham Iron's got pretty good.
Some good names.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying like the viewership.
Oh yeah.
I watched as much as I could, but
So do you think it's? I mean, obviously it's a mismanagement problem, but do you feel like that other cities were supporting it, like Birmingham was?
possibly, maybe not.
No.
Probably not because
No.
their market's so saturated. They got so many things. We are pretty.
This is
close
all we
knit.
have.
Yeah.
Right.
So San Diego's got 4
Right.
teams. And
Right.
I mean, Atlanta's 2 hours. I mean, we're too close to too many big New Orleans. I mean, you've got.
Well, it's all the way around. It's
Atlanta,
No,
Nashville.
you said
New
we're
Orleans,
close. What about the teams like San Diego?
But I
who
mean,
already
that's
have
what-
them in
Arizona
their
hot
towns.
shot.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just like, why are we trying to even compete with this mess? I mean,
Just trying to test the market.
I mean, the sad part is we've got a phenomenal stadium. It could be.
could be.
Phenomenal. Get the
No,
sh-
at the
shit outta
time,
here.
in its heyday, it was one of the largest around.
In the heyday, you know what else was?
What?
A lot of things were different back then. My
They
guy.
were.
Black people weren't allowed to do much back in the
I don't
heyday.
think we're
In the
talking
good
about-
days.
It's the
Shit time.
Right.
Times change, my guy.
Times are changing.
Yeah.
The heyday.
The Bear was the coach
The
when that was
hey-
popular.
Boys and
The
girls
Bear.
had to go into separate bathrooms. I mean, times are
Right.
changing.
And
Oh,
that-
good. Well, I see what you did there.
And
Yeah.
now you get to choose.
Now you get to choose. I got
like that?
confused. I was at the Quest the other night. And I looked
See,
at-
now
It's
there's
confusing
Well, that's
sometimes.
I didn't know there was a wrong bathroom, and I walked in. I saw
There's
ladies.
not.
I saw ladies only. I was like,
That's all it
There's
is.
not.
no, there's no male bathroom.
Right. There's only ladies. Right. There's
walked
only
in,
one.
Yeah, I walked in there. I was like, shit, this is ladies. Close it. And the other one is
You
gender
would love
neutral.
This place.
I was going to say,
You would-
when are we
but
going?
In the old days, okay, there wasn't a gender neutral, okay? They were just both ladies.
Oh, yeah. We have a place like that in Montgomery.
What about swinging dicks? Where do they go?
They went in there too, okay? It's
You just
ladies
go
and
outside
ladies.
if you're from the
Okay,
country.
Now
you
it's
go
ladies
outside.
and gender neutral. It's been a long time since I've been there.
Oh, me too.
Like,
Last
what do you
week,
call a long time? Last week?
yesterday.
4 days ago.
But
Something
anyhow,
like that.
I was there one time.
Hold on, before we get off sports,
$20 is $20.
What if we? Yeah, well, yeah, you got to pay the bills. One thing. What about Johnny Manziel
How about that?
getting out of his
Dude,
contract?
now, why don't you think about that though? Think about what happened to begin with.
I don't know
What a puss.
What happened?
what.
Okay, he got hurt like the very first game.
Oh, you mean when he.
Oh no, we're not talking about that. That tough luck, right? No, I'm
Is
saying
that how it is? Just tough luck?
well,
Well.
no, that in its own right. Okay, but he could come back. The thing I'm talking about is he found a way out of his contract in the Canadian Football League
Right.
to come to AAF. He got hurt in the second game. Yes, that's terrible, but not as terrible as the whole damn league
Well,
shutting down.
Now he's
Now
going.
what the hell does he
What?
do?
Yeah, he's pretty much.
Well, he's got the XFL,
He's got
Okay.
some bad karmic debt.
and
apparently.
I think him.
So what do you honestly? And I don't know the answer to this. And you may or may not. What do you think the difference in pay, say, for an XFL player versus an NFL player? You know, because like
80,000.
the difference.
No, that's how much they make.
Oh, that's what is that a cap? I mean, that's,
I don't know. That's what they're roughly
That's
the
the pay.
average.
That's
So
what they-
that's not bad though. I mean,
I
'cause
think
like
that's
a lot,
too much, honestly.
Well, see, I was going to say there's a lot. Like if you look at minor league baseball,
20,000 maybe.
it's so you can barely live on it. Like
well,
literally,
a lot of the times,
It's your shot. You're a starving artist.
Well, a
mean,
lot
you
of-
I guess
should
it's
be-
that
yeah.
way.
a lot of times the team, like the Barons or something, they'll have a condo or something nearby, and they'll provide the housing for
right,
the players.
Right.
So,
they
really,
don't
you don't
have,
have
to, they don't have really any real
They
expenses.
may
that
earn
way.
money, but it's not. Yeah, they're not paying for other stuff.
No, but here's what I think. You saw Kaepernick was
Well,
training.
see,
I think XFL will
you
have
think I'm
him,
going to pick him up?
Johnny Manziel,
It'll be like
Tim
the-
Tebow. Even though
I mean, what do you think about this? Okay, this is like
Tim Tebow
the
playing with like the
I
Red
would
Crabs.
I know.
empty the bank for those 3 quarterbacks. The viewership alone in those 3 quarterbacks could save your entire season.
True story. Tebow could save it.
I agree with that, but at the same time, don't you think that there's a large number of people who are going to view that as a washed up has been league?
No, not those 3 people. Nah. Kaepernick would be the only iffy because basically all XFL basically saying is like, we're going to be a
but don't
cleaner
get me wrong.
team that we're going to force our players not to kneel. That's
Well,
basically
that's my thing, though. Can they afford to take somebody like Kaepernick into the league?
Yeah. I think
Do
they
you
can.
understand what I'm saying? I mean, obviously,
They said they physically have $270 million set aside.
They didn't spend it
that
already?
sounds like a lot of money, but I'm not sure it is.
So they shut it down.
That's just for the initial year. That's for launch.
Okay.
I mean,
That's not for launch. That's for like pay, games, the year. That's not for setup and stuff. This is $270 million that should pay players, pay officials, TV stuff, and all that jazz.
so
all
somebody,
those
They're
fans.
taking their time on this one.
well, somebody pocketed. Well, you're talking about the XFL.
XFL.
So were the people involved the same people with the AAF as they were? So it was a complete separate entity.
Yeah, XFL is its own. They actually, the crazy thing with me on why and how the AAF flopped is they had complete great relationship with the NFL. Like they kind of work hand in hand, and
Right.
I'm surprised they let them go.
Belly up that
Belly
quick.
up.
I mean, we didn't even finish the first season.
That's pretty sad. Quitters.
Yeah,
Quitters.
ain't nobody got
Quitters.
time for that.
Ain't nobody got time to quit like
So I
that.
saw it was what was really tough to watch though is the video of the guys like they had on the news. Guys were like grabbing all their equipment and stuff and just walking out with it. I mean, it's like it was over as fast as it started. I mean,
Yeah.
will half those guys get picked up in the XFL or not?
The Saints are invited a few players, a linebacker for somebody.
So it did turn out as a sad story for everybody.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm sure Trent might get a training camp here and there. The quarterback that played for the old head ball coach, he looked pretty damn good.
I mean, do you feel like it gave them enough exposure to?
Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. The rules were simply kind of modified.
Yeah.
You couldn't blitz more than 5 people.
Right.
So I don't know. It is what it is.
So, are there any modification rules in the XFL,
I don't know. I don't think so.
or is it pretty much?
What's
just-
crazy is people don't realize this. The expansion leagues on how much from the NFL, like the new improvements they have, actually came from them. Skycam
Right.
came from
Right.
the XFL. Review came from the USFL.
Right. Right.
So it really,
it's kind of like it's the test. It's the test
they'll let
market.
them do it.
Yeah.
If it works, we'll go with it. So it is what it is. But before we get off sports, we'll get into the Final Four.
Oh my
You got,
goodness gracious!
You got Auburn, the Barners. I saw a picture. Have you seen what's the head ball coach for Auburn?
Oh, I'll say this, guy.
What's his name? Don't get into a story. What's his name?
Bruce Pearl.
Did you see his high school? You can get to the story after. Did you see his high school football or high school picture?
No.
This Jufro.
Really?
Okay, he looked identical. I saw this picture saying, I didn't realize the head coach from Waterboy was looked just like it. You know how he's flashing back
Right.
when Mama don't know won't hurt her?
Mama don't know.
Identical. I shish you not. Now he's doing a good job. Well, you know more than I do. But
Dude, he's phenomenal. Let's be honest for a second. Okay, when you take a team that's never been there, not just make it there, just to make it there for them was a big deal. Okay, but to get past Kansas, North Carolina, and Kentucky, okay, that's it's never been done.
Well, yeah. I mean, they kind of knocked out, I don't even really follow basketball. I'm just forced to do brackets because my husband's like, hey, it's a shot.
So I would assume
I
that
would
there's
have
no good
never
brackets left.
Picked. I mean, I was going to say, I would have never picked Auburn, even if I was like just,
And don't get me
guessing.
wrong, I don't
But,
think the
like,
Auburn people would
I don't
have
think
picked
that's
Auburn.
well. I think most people wouldn't have. That's why I'm like, except for probably somebody like me that had no clue about anything. That's just like, oh, I'll pick them, or there's some teams I'd never heard of. So I was just like, yeah, they got pretty colors. Why not?
Nice colors.
I mean, whatever. So
so you got winning it. You got
Yeah.
a ragtag
It's
group
hard
of people in here.
And, well, this is hard to say, okay? But honestly, I almost have Auburn winning it.
I was gonna say, I would
Okay, I
actually
do
at this
now.
point, I'd like to see them
Okay.
win it at this point, just because why not? I think it'd be funny.
Look, here's my thing, okay? if you're not an Auburn fan, we're going to have to deal with it no matter what.
I mean, at this point, let them win.
That's what I'm saying. Okay,
Yeah.
if we're going to hear about this process for the next year at least, okay, then we at least want to hear about a championship, right?
This is true. I mean, that would be nice. I mean, at least hear that something positive came out of it.
Right.
I think that's a good point. Well, you know, before we go off sports, let's talk about April Fools on sports, because there was a couple of good ones.
Whoa.
I mean, speaking of getting your own folks, so to speak, the Chicago Bears. Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
So they decided to keep it 100, and they pulled the April Fool's Day joke where they basically said, we're going to add a 1 in front of all of our players' jerseys. That way we can celebrate our 100th season. And they did it so well that even their own players thought that they were going to be sporting
now
number 112 or 185.
185.
That's dumb.
That is
Right.
This is where wait.
I mean, if you think about it, if you're in the locker room and you find and they come to you and tell you, all right, so instead of 35, now you're 135. I mean, are you going to buy that?
No.
Or are these guys really that gullible?
Well, first I'd be like, that's stupid as shit. Because you got to think, we're thinking of it as a fan's aspect. You don't think about, jersey sales, the revenue you get from
Right.
that. You're like, shit, man, I just changed my number.
Do you
Like,
know how much it costs to put that extra number on that jersey?
no, I'm not good at math.
I'm just saying.
That's that's just a few. It'd be okay. I mean, it could be like, did we pull out a sewing machine one time on the sidelines? I mean, maybe it'll just stitch one on real quick.
Stitch them.
Or Photoshop it on. Who knows? There was already they were proudly posting, 189 out there. It's pretty great. So yeah, so we had that. That was another good, quick one. And since you're, eventually going to be on the dating scene, Josh, right? Maybe
Me?
you're out clubbing.
Eventually.
right?
Eventually. I might get out there.
So
Someday.
if you do, decide,
I might be celibate,
If you do
You know,
decide
buy-
not to be celibate,
I might be celibate, I might not. I buy a bit of celibate, you know what I'm saying?
You can be whatever you want to be
you
these
could be
days.
I really
abstinent,
can't.
celibate,
Don't forget that. You
could
can be
a girl,
whatever you
boy,
wanna be.
Black, white.
Sky's the limit.
You could be
It is.
purple.
I'm possibly selling my house, and guess what I saw for $19,500?
See, you're already
Anybody
spending
wants to buy
money
a
you don't
house.
have.
No, I'm not
Yeah, you
buying
are.
another house. I'm buying a damn pirate ship, my guy.
Are you?
Woo!
Arr.
I'm not even
Okay.
joking.
Are you
Arg.
gonna
It's
buy a
a-
pirate ship? Really?
It's a yacht
So
that's been
much fun this summer.
retrofitted
To
as
look like a pirate ship?
Yes.
Oh, that
dude.
was pretty
If I
cool.
don't pull ass with a damn pirate ship,
So what do we got to do to raise funds for a pirate ship?
I'm just selling my house,
Okay,
and I'll
cool.
live in that.
You're going to
So-
need a parrot.
Somebody come buy his house quickly.
You're going to need a parrot and a wooden
We need a
leg.
parrot, a wooden leg, and a pirate ship to
Shit,
go
yeah.
with
and
his
I'll
house
walk
sale.
around with a.
Would you fly the skull and
However-
crossbones?
Yeah, and I would walk around
Right.
with a steering wheel in my
Right.
pants.
I think it might make you a better Tinder, applicant.
So could you imagine
You're ruining
that?
my joke.
I'm not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I said I want to
he's
walk around with my
ruining it.
steering wheel in my pants.
He wanted to be cool.
Like,
and
why?
Everybody
Like,
drives
"Gar, it
steering
drives
wheel."
me nuts."
It drives me nuts.
That
that's
old
right.
ass joke.
So could you imagine what it would be like? It says you're posting your profile on your Tinder, okay, and it says single, in the late 20s, love to hang
Height.
out on my pirate ship on the
Shit, yeah.
weekends, right?
Either that or I'm like, some other bullshit. I
don't-
was out somewhere and I had a friend of mine.
I don't mind playing dress up.
Yeah. I'm game for whatever, man. 20
So what
bucks is 20
happens,
bucks.
because Tinder's asking your height now. So what happens if you're on your wooden leg? Would you be 5'8", and on your
I
regular
don't
leg, would you be
know.
like
It depends
5'10"?
No,
on which side he was
but-
leaning on.
It's
Well-
it depends on what side I'm standing on. I'm on wooden side or I'm on the real side.
It doesn't matter.
I
It
don't
don't matter. No, but I was with a friend of mine,
Fake leg?
and I grabbed her.
Her
She
her
gave
arm?
me her Bumble or her Tinder or whatever, and I was like, okay.
Or Bumble.
What?
Bumble is like
Is that a
Tinder.
thing?
Is that a new
Yeah.
one?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
So we're
that.
buzzing now?
Girls have to message first on there. I guess it eliminates
Oh,
creepy
it's
guys.
that
from-
way.
Stop.
Right.
Stop.
It's
Stop.
the
Hold
Joe
on.
Biden deal.
Wait.
Yeah.
So now Bumble, this is like a girl-based app. Is this what I'm hearing? For
No,
girls
Bumble-
to hit on boys? Is this
No,
it?
it's the same premise, but instead of a guy's just spamming girls saying, "Hey, DTF?"
So in
question
other words,
mark.
a guy can't shout out to
Yeah,
a girl.
you match up,
Right.
but you can't message her until she messages you.
Now you may be old enough. I'm not sure you are. Did you in the old days? They had what called personal ads in the newspaper.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm
No, I
serious.
still had that.
That's where I think
you could post a
girl
personal
to
ad.
girl,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
that
You
kind
would
of
see
stuff,
things
right?
like that.
Yes.
Girl
We used to
seeking
laugh
girl.
and watch
That
it.
was all the way up to when Trump was in president. He put
Yeah.
that shit down on Backpage and stuff.
Why would they do that?
The
Took
guy
away
got
all the
arrested
good
for
stuff
sex
they-
trafficking.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
well, okay.
There's some good reasons.
But
Kinda like
but
perverts.
it's been a thing for a long time. Okay,
It was,
And
yeah.
what's interesting about that is this is almost like that because if you if you're the girl putting the ad in the paper saying I'm seeking this kind of person,
I want a guy to pee on me.
I was going to say, so
Right?
if you want R. Kelly to stop by on the weekend,
right?
then you just call up Bumble.
Too soon?
Too soon?
No?
No, I don't think so.
It's never
I've been
too
30
soon.
years.
Can I get a
Put his,
beep,
put his
beep?
shit.
Can I get a poop?
I've been waiting 30 years.
Well, that's new to me. So basically, girls can be stalkers now. Just as
So
well.
is there like a reverse Bumble,
This is-
like for
Do they have a
guys?
trans?
No,
do
it's
they have
Tinder.
transgender
It's Tinder.
Bumble?
Oh,
it is
okay.
Tinder.
But you got to think about all the dudes.
But that's not fair. That's
Okay.
sexist.
No.
Yes,
Life,
it is.
No.
They're
No, you
they're
haven't experienced
segregating
it.
the dating
No,
experience.
shut your face.
Oh my god!
Tinder for a girl is a completely different ball game than
I
a guy.
imagine it is.
Shit, yeah.
Of course.
What do you think's more likely to be like, hey, let me see your
Like
tits.
sausage fest
Tit
out
pics?
there.
right?
Hey, you down to fuck?
Right.
I not once has a woman said that to me. It's weird.
Right.
Don't pull that bullshit about
Aw.
gender equality shit. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's true though. If you think
Well,
about it.
you know that's because y'all you put,
Even though that'd be cool, all
Right.
ladies, if you want to,
you want to, but no. If you have to, if you happened to sign up for Tinder this past weekend, then you had to put your height in, and that was a total.
How
April
tall are you,
Fool's
Josh?
joke.
that is okay.
How
I
tall
didn't-
are you?
No, I didn't think about that. I'm 6'1". No, here,
Not anymore.
Wait a minute, because everybody
Not
said that they
anymore.
were 6'1". The funny fact is they
You are
said-
now.
no,
You're 5'10".
no.
No,
Hear me out. No, hold on. Time out. I haven't,
5'10" is
haven't,
26.
haven't been on. Is this a real thing?
This is real.
Yeah, it's
Height?
a real thing.
I haven't been on since. We need to calm down. Everyone's talking.
down.
You're ruining my train of thought. I haven't been on since then, I guess.
Right.
So I didn't. That makes sense. I didn't really think about it because I met with somebody and she's like, I expected you to be shorter.
Maybe
It's like, thanks, I
That's
guess.
where it's coming from.
because it's like you're a tall. If you're
I
6'1",
expect you-
then
because
you're a tall
everybody's
5'10".
now.
Is it?
If you're 6'1".
Where are you? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Equivalency.
Is that a
factor.
Drew Brees?
Yeah.
thing?
Well, they did like the idea is that on Tinder that most people list themselves as 6'1", but after more in-depth research, they're more like 5'10".
Oh no,
Only
I.
like 14.5% Americans.
I'm a tall
are
6'1" with my
6
boots.
feet.
Right? Oh, does it?
With
I
your
guess there's
boots,
like an
maybe-
asterisk at the bottom that says
maybe
boots
like-
included.
you might
I'm
be
I'm probably a tall 6 foot, but
maybe 11.
I'm 6'1", especially taller than that with
With my
boots.
boots on.
Yeah, and I don't.
My boots on.
And they make my ass look good. I have great. I
Do you
have
have chaps?
I have
Gives it
great
some
ass
lift.
assets.
Do you have chaps?
I wish.
She took them too.
Yeah,
Damn.
bitches be bitches.
God.
All right, what is this about race, gender, and all equality stuff?
Well, that's just what we've been talking about.
I know,
there's
that's why I'm
just
bringing
so
it up.
much,
I
there's
saw
just
that- ooh.
Too much in the world.
Speaking
to
of
talk
shit,
about.
what about the ISIS bride wanting
That's
to be
upset.
like, promising she'd be a great citizen if they allow her
Okay.
back in the
Please,
United
Now
States?
here's right. Well, here's what gets me about this whole thing. Okay, this is and this chick literally goes down the line of everything else we've seen. Okay, if you're going to talk about or interview somebody from Alabama, okay, it's going to be hide your wife, hide your kids.
Hide your kids, hide your
Okay.
Unless there's a catastrophic event.
Right. Okay. But and now we have claim to the ISIS chick. I say you let the ISIS chick's kid come in and live with somebody. Okay.
Come on
send,
down.
Send her to Guantanamo Bay and waterboard her.
Jesus Christ,
He
man.
just went
Calm the
hardcore.
fuck down.
I mean, but
Cut her tits off.
no. But I'm just saying. If you
Screw
see
that
the
bitch.
videos,
What? No.
Well, I mean,
Was she
you
cutting
see-
people's heads off or something?
Yeah, I mean, she kind of was. I mean, like,
Shut your
you
face,
know, let's be
really?
real.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll be good, I promise.
Right.
She's like
When-
married to
no,
3 jihadi.
when she said she
like-
was sorry.
Yeah.
Let her in.
You're sorry.
Come on
Right?
down.
Okay.
So sorry I chopped all those people's heads off. Will you please let me back
Do you
in?
not believe in second chances, you assholes?
Right.
But she
Calm
married 3 of them. And
Wait,
chopped,
what?
She married 3 different.
All right, move her to Utah. Screw it. Whatever.
Exactly.
Right.
So she was a
Sorry,
polygamist.
Mormons. Don't put me in
Again.
Facebook
She's a
jail.
My
polygamous
gosh.
terrorist. So we're
Here
we're
we go
crossing
again.
Too many lines. We're done. No, just kidding. No.
All right, what's the NAACP awards?
What do you mean?
Isn't this the Black
It's
People
exactly what they
Awards,
say they
right?
are.
No, I've never heard of it
National
before.
Colored Association.
Well, I know that, but what's the awards? I don't give.
Apparently, there's a whole awards for this. I don't know. They make awards for all kinds of things these days, and I didn't know there was awards either. But I did love the fact that Chris Rock pretty much was calling out.
Oh well, he was hosting
People.
the thing, and he called out.
Well, he called it. We have
Quite
the
a
whole
few people,
Jesse,
but
the
he-
whole Jesse Smollett. I'm terrible at his name. That situation, and I guess for his event that he was hosting, that was probably
Well, they asked
not
him not
to be
to
joked
say
on.
anything.
They did. They
They
said,
said,
"Don't
please
say
leave
it."
Jesse out of this, and the first thing he did was jump in there.
Right. And go ahead and call it what it was. Let's call the kettle black. And that's what he did. I mean, he basically just took it and said, is anybody else seeing the fact that he created his own hate crime? This is not helping. We have, yes, there should be a
I'm glad
FBI
y'all-
investigation. There should, this
know,
is
I think
insane, you know?
Go ahead.
I think it's different if there's some shadow of a doubt that whether you think the individual is guilty or not. Okay, but I don't think there was any doubt.
I don't think anybody ever doubted it.
And that fact, there was admission to it of guilt to what had actually happened.
Nobody doubted it even when it first broke in
I
January.
Here's my thing, okay, and it doesn't really matter which side you're on of this whole process, okay. Surely, if somebody's just wiped away and said, you know what, we're just going to drop 16 counts.
This is misuse of like a lot of people's,
The people that are actually, the judge that
Taxpayers,
says, I'm
judges.
dropping these 16 accounts, wouldn't you think she'd at least be smart enough to sit back and go, they're probably going to look into why I did this.
Considering the fact that he's a public figure, you had racial.
Yeah,
he was
wasting public resources, taxpayers'
public
money.
resources-
But now I'll tell you, they did. They're fining him. They say he owes like $130,000.
Okay, that makes sense.
But at the same time, is that enough?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it?
I mean, to me, if he pays the resources back, then you pay people's paycheck. But still, you did make a mockery out of.
Aren't you opening a big door?
But you open, yes, you do, and I think it makes a mockery out of things. It leads to allowing others to just run right behind that in a sense of look what we can do,
And I think
we
now,
can just pay it off when it's over, and no big deal. Slap on the rest.
well, that's the thing. And I think now it just opens doors for a lot of people to go. And here's the problem with the scenario. Okay, you know why he's sorry now? He got caught.
Well, of course.
Okay, if he never gets caught, what is? I mean, think about what's taken from this whole
Well, I think
scenario.
most people are never sorry until they're caught, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But think about how different everything is right now if everybody believes what happened really happened.
Well, I think this opens up a whole lot of scenarios because he was crossing everything from we're talking about from race to, politics. This was, he was calling out conspiracies with Trump and, the MAGA. And then this was covering literally every ground of possible media slur and inequality. He laid it on thick. And then you go in, and now we're messing with the governmental taxpayer dollars with resources.
So what happens now if there's an investigation into the whole process? Is he actually, based on our American laws, he can't be tried for that same crime again?
Well, have they tried him? It's just been like.
But see, that's my thing. Was there actually a trial?
I don't know that they've actually pressed
drop?
charges. They just
Right.
they pressed it, but they dropped it. It's just I think he should. I don't know what those charges
And
were.
does the judge keep her job?
Well, to me,
I'm
it's
just
one of those
saying,
things. And who
if
knows?
it's all proven,
You're right, because then that's where we see a lot of it's the tale as old as time. I've seen it more times than I can care. Corporate, government, it's the good old boy network.
Yep.
It's the, hey, I know you. So even though somebody else is more qualified, even though somebody else may, they've got enough money. There was a kid a couple weeks ago in the news that got off, basically was, getting away with murder. Why? Because he's a little rich,
let's be honest.
There's just those sad situations, and it is true, though. I think anybody, if you're in that scenario, you did something wrong and you're sorry you got caught, what are you going to do? Of course, you're going to try to do anything you can do to get out of that.
And at that point,
most people aren't going to go, well, I'm caught. I know
I think
people
most
do.
people would be willing to
Miles.
say anything to safeguard their freedom.
Yeah. Because, that's
but let's be honest for just a
right.
second, okay?
Yeah.
Let's assume that you or Josh, let's just say you're charged with these same crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Or how do you think you're treated?
Not the same.
There's
That's
no
why
way.
when y'all brought that up, I was going to say, what's y'all's view on reverse racism? Do you think it's more prevalent?
Well, the argument is there is no such thing.
Yes, of course there is.
Well, I went to the comedy club last
all-
Tuesday, maybe. I forgot when it
It's all the
was.
same.
And let's all
It was Tinder Tuesday.
no, it was two
Quest.
black or African American comics, and that's all they talked about. Like
Did they talk about white people and black people and Mexicans and
they talked about
Polish people?
when they brought up white people, we're just dumb racist assholes. And then when they talked about black people, they're
And
like,
we
"Oh,
smell like
poor
vanilla."
me, we're victims," blah blah. And I'm like, "Come on," it got really annoying.
It does get to me. Well, here's the thing. I'm a white girl that has been like the opposite effect. I got jumped by a bunch of black kids for being white when I was 14.
You're so insensitive,
I'm so
Allison.
insensitive.
Racist.
Yeah, I'm gonna just pretty much say exactly what people actually say. It's like, oh my gosh, she said it. Yeah. let's just be real. This is just, there is reverse racism, but at the same time, no, there's not, because it's all the dang same. I mean, I don't care
that's
what
the
you're
thing to
hating
me.
on. You're hating on it.
That's my thing. Okay, it's not. To me, it's not reverse racism based on definition of what it is. It's just racism. Period.
Right. I mean, it's
Okay.
just, it's
Well,
just a hate
no,
towards
when
the
you're
Jew, right?
Toward any other race.
Well, when you go into the context they use it in,
Right.
can't be racist because of black or whatever. No, when you're pulling up reverse racism, I'm meaning like just constantly saying that we're racist and we're not,
That's a
or
victim
claiming that
mentality.
this is happening because I'm black, or
Right.
this is happening because I'm the systematic racism. That's reverse racism. When you're constantly
victim
pulling the race
mentality.
card, that's reverse racism, and it's just more prevalent. Like, why don't you stop bitching about it? Have I said? I've been sitting with you. I'm a white person. I've been sitting with you all damn day. I haven't said a damn word about race.
Right. Well, it's like
You see what
to
I'm
me.
saying?
To me, it's the same difference when you're talking about. And how many times have you heard white privilege?
Well, of course, because it's
personally, I
always,
haven't.
You know,
Okay, I know I haven't either. I keep waiting.
I hear it on the
I'm
news
waiting,
and shit.
No,
Well,
no, I'm waiting on mine.
Well, I've heard it. No, actually, I have heard it. I have actually had. Actually, I had one time.
Well, you're from the Gump.
Yeah, I am, and it was
Small town girl.
I was working for a financial firm, MetLife. It was, bigger company, and I actually had a older black gentleman that literally came up to me and said, "So you got this job because you're white and blonde and
See, does that?
wow."
When somebody
That's
says
where
something
I
like
say-
that, do you stop and go, "Really? Did that just
No,
happen?"
I did. It was shocking to me because it's just one of those where I'm thinking to myself, okay, so how are you making this any better for anybody in a sense of your grandchildren, everything else that you are, I know what happened. You know what? It saddens and sickens me to know how people treated each other.
Oh, I
You're
know, right?
But it's the fact that you have to come to me like, I did that. I did not do
Right,
that.
right.
Nor
And-
did I
and
get
so-
this job because I'm just blonde and da da da. It's just what the hell.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. I
You
think
know?
I think the play works on both sides, no matter what.
does.
And I think that's where a lot of the interpretation of what people are saying is lost. Okay, and this is where I have the problem with the whole situation. Everybody is grouped into large groups based on somebody else's take.
similarities or
Yes,
whatever.
okay.
So what? It's there's realities. Yeah.
I would assume if I think it's like it's like cherry picking something. Okay, you can pick out those stories that are going to show quote white privilege, or you can pick out those stories that are going to show quote black privilege. Okay, do I think it happens? Absolutely, on both sides. There's no question about it. Do you feel like Jussie Smollett was that, or was it just because he had money?
I think he was a little bit of a mix of everything. And I think that's what's happening is that you're right, is there is no reverse racism because it's all becoming, it's just, it all is the same.
Is it what causes the next civil war in this country?
I think people are too.
Nah.
No, I don't think so either.
I think the media
They're too
makes
lazy
it
for
seem.
that.
You think the media and don't
The
get me
media
wrong.
makes it like
People
everything.
don't really feel that way.
Like just like in the election where they made it seem like it was cut and dry, 90% chance Hillary's going to win. I didn't buy it.
I don't think a lot of people
I've
feel
been
that
in,
way.
and
Yeah.
I did individual research and found out that they put out ads on Craigslist and all these other things to have people fill seats when they did the camera scan.
Yes.
And they said as soon as they scanned the seats at the beginning, they all just left.
They leave. It's all
That Hillary
show.
Clinton. That's why he made subtle jabs saying she can't even fill middle school arenas or
Right. Right.
auditoriums.
Right. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I guess what's weird to me about it is the fact that the media wants you to believe, and I get it. If they want to push their agenda, I'm fine with that. Okay, but again, surely there's somebody in there going, "Okay, y'all, this is really not happening this way." And they're and the media. There's got to be that one person in there going, "Y'all really?"
Well, I think there's a lot of people going, y'all really? But I do believe that they're not the ones that are on media. It's people like us that are going to have to continue to talk about, hey, this is just dumb assness. And yeah, we all see it. And I think most people do not believe it. If they do, I mean, I listened, to my French grandmother watch CNN and Fox all last week with Trump and the Mueller. I mean, she was just on it. I was listening to 27-year-olds on the beach talking about, I don't really care about politics because who cares? I mean, they know about it, but they don't care because they don't believe anything other than, they're like, I don't care. It's not affecting me.
Well, now with the youngers, the quote
And that's
millennials.
the millennials, yes. I mean,
Okay.
whatever.
I'm going to throw you into that group.
Sorry.
I'm out of it now.
Sorry.
He's like, are you
I know.
out?
Yeah, we have it.
They
They're a new
separated-
classification.
yeah.
now.
Oh, there's-
They
really?
should
They hit
have, yes.
the
Thank
divide
God.
line of the new millennials is the 94 and up. which is perfect.
That's perfect.
I feel like if you
Catch
can-
Me Outside,
So-
girl. She should.
Which is
Okay.
perfect because that's before if you didn't know life before smartphones, you're not a
Exactly.
damn millennial. I remember
Do you
dial up.
really
I remember
Yeah.
all
We
of
had-
that.
yeah.
My first cell phone was in between 8th and 9th
Nokia.
grade. I got the Nokia. I remember Nokias.
Right?
I
What
was
pissed me
18.
off, it was the first one. It was the first color one. So it was the first one without snake.
Weren't you stoked to have it though?
Shit, yeah, it was. Even though I didn't
That's
have
like
unlimited.
I didn't have a damn
Present.
Even though
snake
one
game.
Yeah.
when that data wasn't a thing,
Right,
text messaging was barely a thing.
right.
Unlimited minutes, not a thing.
No,
I really think that my hands would hurt less if texting had not been a thing. I'm kind of pissed about that.
You think?
still.
Well, people are starting to have deformities.
Well,
based-
I'm
well, that's what they-
serious.
No,
I mean, like
seriously.
if I'd started at 12, it would've been
keyboard
like,
stuff's been
oh.
around though.
No, but I'm
Like
not
carpal
joking.
tunnel.
from holding
Yes.
phones.
It's the way
Yes.
you hold it.
their
Yes.
people's pinkies are starting to become deformed.
Yeah,
See, aren't those pop
seriously,
sockets
this is
that
not
you turn me
good.
on to?
Oh,
Isn't, isn't that?
I've had those, and then you
Does it
start
help?
getting other weird.
No,
No,
So do you not use yours anymore?
no, I got a new phone.
Yeah, but you can still put it on there.
I've tried to do the speech as much.
Yeah,
as
but it doesn't work
possible,
as well when you stick it because it's like it's basically stuck on there.
But don't you feel like it changes the way you
I
hold your
liked.
phone?
I had a ring thing that was good.
Maybe
Yeah,
I just did it just to have ALP shit on my phone. Really,
he just,
just
liked
to
the way
have
it
some
looked.
cool. I just needed something cool.
He thought, well, see, you know what? That's what happens when you want something cool. It's like Nipsey Hussle. He got gunned down just trying to make his friend look fly this weekend.
hell
So-
yeah.
So,
That's all he was trying to do was just take his friend who
So-
got out of prison for 20 years.
so on that story,
Yeah.
and this is what I'm. This is, and I educate me here for just a second,
Yeah.
okay?
It's more rap violence.
I'm going to be. I guess that there's only one way to do this. Okay, he looks like a thug. Okay,
'Cause baby-
but everything I read,
Racist.
no, but everything I read says he's not. Okay,
Well, of course, that's again media.
and I get that. I mean, but they're portraying him to be like
I found
this
the
guy,
one picture where he's saving a cat from a tree.
right? Okay,
It's like this is a swell guy.
what
Well, I
a
mean,
great
I'm
guy.
waiting-
Oh, he got
This is
arrested with 82 pounds of marijuana.
right?
Yeah,
That
but
was
he
last
saved a cat in a tree.
Right.
That was last week.
Is that what we're hearing?
I have no idea.
I mean, because they say the
Yeah.
guy's like super community, you know, and has done a lot for a lot of people in his community,
sure
and I
he
hope
has,
that's the
but-
case.
I mean, I'm sure he has, but I feel like it was the whole, it's a conspiracy, and then there's going to be, I mean, you know, it's like, is this going to be the next Tupac story? at
So,
some
but
point?
well, that's my
But-
thing. Is this the way the media is pushing it? Is this as big as the Biggie and Tupac deal?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because
No,
there's still
'cause I
stuff
didn't-
coming out on
I
that.
still
you
have
know.
no damn clue who he is. I had to ask the lady next
Well,
to
see,
me at
that's
work.
my
I was
thing.
like, "Who's this dude? And why do I see him everywhere?"
Nipsey Hussle.
And she said, "Oh, he
Okay,
died." I'm
There
like,
was
"Oh,
a comedian.
died,
there was a
yeah.
comedian back in the
Yeah.
'70s named Nipsey
Yeah.
Russell.
word."
Okay, and I'm assuming that's
Probably where
where
came
his
around.
little name thing comes
his
from.
mama, probably. Shout out to his mama. I'm sure.
Great job, Mom.
Good job. Well, yeah.
So I guess my thing is this, okay? They didn't give the full story. You know, supposedly there was some argument, and then the guy came back a couple
well,
of
they've
times.
arrested the guy now.
Wait, I
Right.
thought he
Yeah.
got the guy got out of prison. Thought he snitched and shot him.
Right. Snitches get stitches, and apparently a whole
Well, you're
lot
going straight back.
I mean, you get
I don't get
gunshot
it. It's so
wounds
stupid.
and kicks. It's just too much. I mean, this is where it's like it's just too much. You know. Now, speaking of too much, we were going to play a little game.
Y'all want to play that,
Fortunately,
or there's some more
you
stuff you
know,
want to talk about?
I was going to say we can play some games, or we can talk too much. Whisper. Way too much.
Can we?
I don't know.
We need to have a. We'll save that
We're
one.
going to save
So-
it for when
Because-
Jose
Are we going to
gets
save
here.
it?
We don't have. It'd be
So-
perfect if she did the moderator and how we usually do it because we could see your voice a lot. I mean, your mouth a lot better.
We can see your voice.
You can see my voice. How does that work?
I'm
Shut the
curious.
That is
hell
some
up.
awesome shit.
That's some Norwegian shit.
What kind of
Right?
stuff you got over there in that
That's
drink,
stuff from
Josh?
Poland.
I don't know what
that
the hell
Polish
I'm
drink
talking
is
about.
what it is.
All right, let's throw the topic out there then.
Oh, we
Okay.
didn't talk about Mueller and all Trump and all that.
I was
shit.
thinking about Creepy Joe.
We can talk
I'm
about
getting
Joe
on that,
Biden.
ladies and gentlemen. How long, if you're a regular listener,
hair
how
smells
many
good.
times?
Can you keep a secret for 30 years?
Oh, I love that joke. Tell that in a
Right.
second.
Do you want to smell my hair?
How many episodes has it been? What, 40? Was it on episode 40? I was talking about Creepy Joe,
Probably at least that far back.
Creepy Uncle Joe. I'm so glad.
And now
The
it's
thing
really
is-
a thing.
I have an Uncle Joe, but he's not creepy.
Well, no, the thing is, what we can talk about is what did he do to piss off the people to make him have him be outed? Because he obviously, and if
Is
you're
he
not
just
familiar,
now being outed, or
Yeah.
there's plenty, I've seen a lot of videos.
because I showed you.
No, I've seen them before.
Right. But I'm saying it's my network of people. It's not
Right.
out on the mainstream.
Right.
See, what the thing is, if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, I've always said this creepy son of a bitch is like, just does creepy shit with little girls and guys' wives and stuff, and apparently walks around naked and stuff. Well, now it's mainstream. It's on the news saying he inappropriately did stuff with women and stuff. I want to know how and why and what happened. Maybe they said, okay, Joe, you're not going to be a presidential candidate, and he wouldn't take it. Like, what, how? Because that's how it works.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. And I guess my thing is why, I mean, what are his qualifications? And don't take that wrong, okay? But I'm being serious, okay? Obama had some qualifications, okay?
Some O qualifications.
Some qualifications. Trump even had qualifications,
Right.
okay? Well, what is, I mean, I feel like a lot of times the vice president is chosen to keep the president alive.
Well, he's the backup.
Or you can do what
It's a
Trump
wingman.
did and just pick
it's
someone
a safety measure.
It's like a wingman.
or just pick someone so ludicrous like
Right. And they
What's,
go, well, I
what's our
wouldn't kill the president
Pence?
because this guy will be in charge.
Pence is a
that,
Looney Tune.
Well, don't you think that Biden's kind of that way? He was security for Obama.
But why would you pick an idiot? Well, excuse me. Why would you pick somebody to be like, that's going to be next in line to me? That I don't know.
Or you pick somebody
But
so
you're right, there's
far
really-
out there that goes, well, we can't kill this guy.
If we kill him, then we're stuck
Then
with
this
that
guy's
one.
in
You're
charge.
right. Maybe it's a good insurance policy. It's
So
not a bad
that's the way I
thought.
look at Creepy Joe.
Strategy. Well, Creepy Joe apparently likes to smell a lot of hair.
He does?
And he does the creeper move. I've had that move played on me before. It's really not a fun experience. Not by Dirty Joe.
So have you been marked safe
Have
from
you-
Creepy Joe Biden?
Have you
No.
ever had
So
a lean
far.
in? You never had a lean
A lean in?
That's what we call
No.
it. The lean in. Here, let me show you
Hey.
this.
What else that mouth do? That's what he's telling people.
Oh, it's too much. Too much. When the mic's too close to your mouth, that's too much, Joe. Mm-mm.
The hell out of here.
Creepy
I know.
Joe.
Well,
Can you imagine what it would be like? Let's just assume for a second that he does get elected president.
He ain't gonna get elected
He would be
president.
automatically he's known as the creepy president.
well.
Over Bill Clinton?
Okay, now you have an
I was about to
argument.
say, I mean, we've had some creepy presidents before. This is not a new
Yeah,
thing.
Lyndon Johnson.
I mean,
well, he was,
I was about
he was
to
the
say,
vice president.
Lyndon was pretty creepy.
Lyndon was facing 3 manslaughter charges and became president and it pardoned himself. What do you think about that one, John?
What do you think about them apples? That's a lot of.
Hey, you like apples?
You do.
I just got a number. How about them apples?
How about
Oh.
them apples?
Well,
Swipe
we,
right.
We can tell that he's still tender hunting over
Some
there.
say swipe
No, I'm
right.
not. I'm
baby,
trying to
swipe
fix-
right.
I'm trying to
gonna,
fix
he's
something.
gonna move. You know what?
I don't use that
you know what?
shit
you should
anymore.
Move
He doesn't.
To,
It literally.
He's moved on to Bumble.
No,
right,
I don't
right,
use
Bumble
Tinder
now.
and all that crap because it just stresses me the hell out.
Does it stretch? I mean, I'm curious. It's so different to me.
Well, there's just so many things. Like, oh shit, okay, you're just matching with people, and you're like, oh, gotta talk to this person, this person, this person.
Is it like
I need a damn
complicated?
secretary.
Well, I
was
guess,
gonna
well, that's
say,
my
is it
thing.
complicated?
Is it more pain? Is it really a pain in the ass more than it's worth? I mean, I guess I
It
think
depends
like,
on how good your Tinder game is. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying, like
I
when we
hear
didn't have that.
There's levels. There are levels, and I know this because there's some girls I know. Shout out! I mean, I had my friends that were Tinder
God
queens.
bless y'all.
God bless them, Tinder queens. Because I'm like, dang, y'all got this down. They got dinner every other night. They had, some of them had people actually like, paying to stay on their couch, and they're like, oh, no, you're not
Yeah, my
coming
ass
to my
ain't
room. But
paying to sleep on the damn
Right.
couch.
I mean, like,
Ain't nobody got time
That's
for
where
that.
I go, like, I mean, shout out.
Are your odds?
like,
I guess my thing is though. Is this? Does it increase your odds? Like
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying. I mean, it depends on. I'm not talking about. All right. Let me rephrase my question. Okay. Does this increase your odds for a serious relationship?
Depends on
Okay.
your Tinder game.
Is
son.
it any different than walking into the club?
It's probably the
I've
same
never picked up a
side.
girl from a bar or club.
Never.
I
Not
married
once?
mine.
Well, look, I overthink everything.
I was
Do
gonna
you?
say,
And I'm
do you,
like, okay,
ball
I
up?
don't know anything about this chick. I don't know anything she likes. She doesn't know anything about me. The only honest thing I could tell this girl right now is I want to fuck your face. To be blunt.
And
I
you
mean,
can't-
excuse my
I mean, I
language.
guess that's
and
my
if you
thing.
do that, you're done. You're probably unless if you go.
And
to
if she
strip
does
club,
say
and if she
yes,
says
then you're
yes,
like,
then you're
right, it's the
my
old
wiener's
num-
rotting off
then
tonight.
you're
Well,
like,
it's the old
don't
numbers
take her
game.
number.
Okay, it's like if you go down to the beach and you ask every single girl you pass by, "Will you go to back to my
How
hotel
many
room and
no's?
sleep with me?" Okay, you're gonna get slapped in the face. over and over
And
and
if
over.
you don't,
and
you
over.
might
Yeah.
wake up a little itch.
Well,
you know
that's what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying. Somebody's not going to slap you in the face.
I used to tell salespeople that. I mean, that was like the
Right.
inevitable. So make 100 calls, you make
Right?
99.
You're going to get slapped, but one of them's going to say
one's gonna
okay.
say yes.
And like you said, Josh, that's where the trouble starts.
And that one that said yes, she's probably crazy. She's probably going to like stalk you. She already knows all of your family members' names.
Right. Well, I guess that's the kind of
possibly
weird
cut
part
a lock
to me,
of your
though.
hair off in the club and put it under a pillow.
So do you? So I got okay. Let me ask you a little more
'Cause
about
that
this
stuff
then. Okay. So once you find somebody, do you like overstalk them, like not just on Tinder?
I don't look at
Do you
all.
go try to find their Facebook pages, and so you
So
don't?
you're not that analytical. See, there's people though too.
You know what I'm
they
talking
will,
about.
Like, no. I know girls are
It's
like,
like
well, hold
professional
on.
stalking.
I mean, there's.
I would be
again,
over
there's
stressed
levels.
out if that was the case.
Would you?
I read their bio just to have some ammo to have a conversation
Oh, good.
with.
She likes dogs. She likes to do yoga, and she's looking for a house for $6.2 million.
And she loves to take selfies on the beach
Right.
Yeah.
with her sand friends.
And she doesn't like ink.
So, and I have to ask this too. Okay, I mean, I'm assuming this would be how it is. I want you to answer these questions as though you had like actually used the app. So, how many times when you actually meet these people do they look like their picture, or are they so much different like than what you thought they were based on their bio?
I would say
and
they're
all
much
that?
different. A lot of times you get
There's rules of thumb
You
to
get
see
tricky
this, I'm
angles.
sure.
Usually they're a little chunkier than that, but you know how to look for it.
Right?
I'm being blunt right
No,
now.
no,
Yeah,
no, no. That's what
for real,
that's what I
though.
want to
That's
know.
right.
And this is how you look for it.
If
When
they're
you
just
have
showing
no
the face.
shot below chest.
Yep. If it's
When you
just
get
face.
shoulders and face,
See,
they might
there's
have
an
a cute
art to
face.
it.
Yes,
Headshot.
but I go into it. I'm not prejudiced. If you want to come hang out with me, I'll hang out with you. I'm not going to smash you because I'm too
Right.
chicken shit.
Right.
I'm saying I'll hang out with you, but
That's
I
so
know
cool.
going into it, she's probably going to be a little bit chunkier. Than she pulls.
Okay.
But you can't
But
be
more-
that set, like complete. I mean, that's where I say too. Let's be real. Most women these days are not, all running around ready to, jump into a size 2. So
Well, I
This is
guess that's
reality.
the thing.
I'm not prejudiced.
No, no,
No.
and I'm not
he's
saying
not
that.
racist.
I'm
or
not what- I'm
prejudiced
not what I
or-
used to
he's
be
not
either.
what
I'm-
those
So,
people
but
are.
it's not even so much on looks. Let's just say you read somebody's bio and it's, I like walks on the beach. I like,
I like watching anime.
sunrises. I like the moonlit
I like to
nights.
eat.
Okay, I like kale,
McDonald's
and I mean,
once
I'm
a
just saying,
month.
and you build up this image based on what their bio is all about. And do you walk in and go, "Wow, you were nothing
I
like
think
I was
people
expecting"?
should do real bios. Like mine would be once a month.
Could you be
for
totally
about a
honest?
week. Yeah, once a month for about
Right.
a week. You're going to hate me. You're going
Right.
to think that I am a psychopath. You're not going to know my name. You're going to
My
be like,
head spins
who
around.
is this person? And then something's going to happen. And then I'm going to be like, hey, look, I'm better.
I'm
Everything's
good.
fine. I'm sorry about that. I'm
Wouldn't
so
that be
sorry.
fun though if people were totally honest with their bios?
I think you should be.
It's like hey, I'm a really great guy.
Once I get to know
Now,
you, I'm going to
I'm
fart
out of
on
work
you.
and I have no
Right.
car, but
I'm probably going to sit in your house and masturbate 3 times. I heard about a girl that she literally videoed her. She got cameras installed in her house, and that was what her boyfriend was doing.
all day, every day.
that's fun.
Literally sitting around in her house was
beating
masturbating.
his
Yep.
meat,
in
Yep.
somebody else's house. That's
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
working on his forearms and
That
shit,
was
right?
her. I was like, wow, that's
He's working on his Tinder profile.
That's new.
That's fine as long as look the way I look
Maybe
at
he's
it.
making money at it. I
As
mean, if he
long as
wasn't, I
like
don't know.
even in a couple, if you want to flip the bean or do whatever you need, as long as you're not turning down sex for your partner, by all means.
Right. Otherwise, it's like cheating.
Wait,
Well,
what?
it's bullshit. No, I'm saying like
no,
if,
you know what I'm saying.
Hold
if
on,
you
did I
do
miss
your
something?
if you do your thing, but then turn down sex on a
Oh,
regular basis, I,
gotcha.
think
No,
it's bullshit.
Well, that's too much.
Is that like you're so into yourself?
You're
no,
too
you're a
selfish.
lazy
like-
dickhead,
Right? Or are you just being a jerk?
or you're a
jerk off.
selfish twat. One of the two.
Right. I'm so selfish. Or are you just that good?
Maybe. Well, usually it's never mind. Okay,
Right.
That was too much. We're gonna stop right
we're
here.
gonna go. We're gonna end on that one, ladies and
Actually,
gentlemen.
before we end, though, this is terrible segue, but I'm a mom. I have to have like because my kid's gonna kill me if I don't. But seriously, we've got this huge, big future business leaders of America. They're doing their little Birmingham. They've got all these kids coming, so y'all pray for me.
Have fun.
I'm gonna be up here with a bunch of middle school kids. Let's take a moment of silence because that's about as long as it'll last, I'm sure. Beyond that, yeah. So this is where I want to say I talked about this. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, where I feel like there should be some common sense classes. This is where I really do. I wish that people would support more things like this because it is kind of cool to see kids that are able to get up and think and speak, and they're kind of are
It's kind of a lost art.
hopefully our next generation of creative thinkers, speakers, free thinkers that will see past some of the BS that we are talking about.
If you're
now.
out there, please find us.
So yeah, so support some of these kids that do things that are hopefully going to maybe there's a shot. See, Josh, it's gonna be the offspring that y'all are putting out here.
You're not finished yet.
I don't have
Josh.
shit. What are you
I
talking
know,
about?
I know, but you're. But
that's
we're
not what I
coming
signed
in
up
here.
for.
But it's our generation. If you're going to come into the millennials here, this is where I will say that you got kids. You need to get with it. Teach them some common sense. I mean, I've been working with.
Okay.
This is just.
I'm going off that, then I'll get into the closing statements.
Yeah.
You know what I saw the other night, which
What'd you see?
it gave me a metaphorical hard on.
Right.
It was a play. It was like 7U or something. You were out there, so don't just pretend you weren't. There's a play at home. The first base. I just realized you were my partner that night. The first baseman was running to make the play, didn't make the play, and then he went to go throw it to the coach, and he was like maybe 10 feet from.
Oh, he throws it 100 miles an hour
1,000
from
miles
5 feet.
His dad comes sprinting out of the dugout and just starts beating his ass. I'm like,
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
I literally was like, it's good to see.
Wow.
Right? No, do you feel
I
that
know,
way
but-
though? Really? Don't
It
be.
wasn't like he wasn't
No,
like
no.
over the top,
No,
but
no.
he bent.
Well, it was like so parents still beat their kids' asses. Yes,
Oh,
they
thank
do.
goodness.
Well, you
you
know
don't
what?
see it very often.
I
Well,
had
that's
a
what I'm
kid.
saying. Thank goodness, right?
Some kids though, you just can't. I had that kid that literally you could not do it.
That's the one that
She
looks
didn't
at
care. She would look
that's
at
the
you
little
like
kid.
evil, and she would be like, "I don't care."
Well, that's the little kid that
Laughs
looks
at
at you
you.
and says, "They laughed at my drawings, and and I laughed at their chalk circles."
She's
Yeah.
awesome now, but she
It
was
is
a
what it is.
demon at one
But
point.
hey, next week we are going to be doing our annual, and everybody's from the park.
Little League Baseball.
We're going to be reviewing the park. So if you want to know, we won't be naming names.
I was going to
but
say the names of actual participants will be left out so to protect their.
we'll be reviewing.
anonymity.
Innocence
We'll be
and youth.
reviewing the ballpark and everything in it from the umpire's
Food.
POV.
Coaches,
Umpires,
moms,
coaches,
players. We won't leave anybody out.
No.
So therefore, our future
Tune in
children of
next
America,
week.
you'll see it.
Tune
live.
in next week. Also, if you like what you heard, please go rate and subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell icon, do it all. And if you want to be on the show, or you want to request content to be on the show, would love suggestions. Just email me at almostlegalpodcast@gmail.com or hit me up or any of us up on social media.
Hit us up.
And
Don't
like I
hit me.
said, I want to get more feedback on Make Podcast Great Again hats.
Yes.
I want to buy
Oh, I
them so
want my
bad, but I
hat.
don't want to have to do it.
Oh, we need to buy those.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. But hey, until next week,
Taking
guys,
donations.
I will see you.
We're out.